Hi friends, welcome back to Natural Living with Sanana. I'm Sanana Rose and I'm here to share with you information about reducing toxic exposure in our lives, and this is the third episode in a series that I've been doing in the kitchen. It's all about cookware, bakeware, and getting non-stick out of our lives. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about bakeware and cookie sheets, and make sure that you stay with me to the end of this video, because at the end we'll be talking about parchment paper and what you need to know about parchment paper. We all use it when we're baking, and we certainly need to make wise choices about parchment paper. But first, let's talk about cookie sheets. So like I said in the beginning of my channel, I am taking you on a journey with me. We're on this journey together, and the journey is to reduce our toxic exposure. So as I'm learning more and more about this, my eyes are just getting opened to so many things. And as I'm learning, I'm looking through my house to see what I have. And what I found in my cupboards, in my kitchen, is this non-stick bakeware. These cookie sheets, this is the Emerald brand, and this is pretty old, guys, I have to say. And it seems that most people have very old non-stick cookware. So I'm sure you're one of those people. If you are, let us know down in the comment section what you found in your kitchen once you started to become more and more aware of toxic exposures and the toxic chemicals and substances that you have in your home. So I would love to hear about that. And also let me know any places where you want to change to something that is more sustainable and more healthy, because I can surely go out and look for some safer alternatives for you. So any questions, comments, I really welcome them below. So like I said, this is my non-stick pan. You can see it wears very poorly, and there's lots of scratches in it. And that's what makes it even more unsafe, because that can tell us that it's breaking apart and we can be ingesting some of the toxic chemicals, the PFCs, the perfluorinated chemicals that are in this pan. And perfluorinated chemicals are dangerous. We know PFOA and PTFE because they now have been banned, but I will tell you guys that doesn't mean that this doesn't have perfluorinated chemicals. They've just moved to another type of perfluorinated chemical that is not PFOA or PTFE. So don't let that fool you into thinking that it's healthy and safe for you to use. So I did a video 2 weeks ago that was about perfluorinated chemicals, about non-stick. So if you want more information about that, I'll put a link up here so that you can go to that video after this one and take a look at that to get more details. Right now, I'm just going to say that if you have these types of non-stick cookie sheets, here's another one that I have. This one's a little newer, so that's good at least. And I think this one might be PTFE and PFOA free, because it looks like it's a little bit newer. And then I have another really old one, but you can just see how it gets burnt. And more than likely that means that some of these chemicals have been released at higher temperatures. And I use these to bake at higher temperatures, you know, and also even broil. So if you are doing that, then it is a higher temperature and can surely release some of those non-stick chemicals which are toxic to us. And again, I'll put a link in the description section as well so that you can get the information about how non-stick is unsafe for us. And it's definitely carcinogenic. It can cause hyperactivity in children. It can lead to hypothyroidism. It's an obesogen, and so it's certainly not safe. We need to remove it from our kitchen. And so what is an alternative? What do you do instead? Well, here's what you do. You go to stainless steel. And this is an excellent stainless steel set that I got recently. A colleague referred me to this set. It's beautiful. Look at how shiny it is. It's perfect. It's very lightweight, which is fantastic. This one is brand new. I haven't used it yet, so it's perfect. It comes very shiny. And this one I have used, so it's got a few scratches on it, but even still, look at how it's holding up. It's beautiful still. It washes very well. I have been impressed with that. I've baked on it with and without parchment paper, and it performed just as well both ways. I've grilled asparagus on it, and I have made cookies twice on this bakeware, and it's performed beautifully, just like I said. So I highly recommend it. It also came with these 2 cookie sheets, and it was a great price. I can't remember, but it was certainly $50 or less. So again, I will put a link to this down in the description below so that you can take a peek if you are interested in switching to something like this. There are also a lot of companies that make the baking sheets that are just flat, and they're a little bit thick. They seem like they're hollow, kind of. My daughter has one of those, and that is a great option as well. Of course, those don't have a lip. They don't have an edge around them, so they're really only good for something that you can set on the surface, maybe pizza or cookies. But for things that you want a rim, this is a fantastic option. So that's what I have to share with you about bakeware. What I have found is a great option. And now let's talk a little bit about parchment paper. So I have 2 different versions of parchment paper. The first one is this white parchment paper. This one came in sheets. I just have 2 sheets of it left. Oh, 3 sheets it looks like. But this is clearly bleached parchment paper. And this is exactly what we need to be avoiding. Bleached parchment paper is processed with dioxins. Dioxins are what they use. It's part of the chemical that they use in order to bleach paper products. All paper products, not just parchment paper. And dioxins are dangerous. They are part of the dirty dozen, and they are definitely harmful to our health. They are persistent environmental pollutants, which means that they don't leave our bodies and they don't leave the environment very easily. They are very persistent. They stick around for a long time. They are highly toxic and can cause reproductive problems, developmental problems, and they can damage your immune system, interfere with your hormones, and even cause cancer. And there's lots of information on the World Health Organization website. I'm going to put a link to that below in the description so that you can get more information about dioxins. They have found that dioxins are present in all humans, and it is important for us to reduce our levels of dioxins as much as possible. So you want to make sure that the parchment paper that you are getting does not have dioxins in it, is not the white or bleached kind. And I'll put all this information down in the description so that you can take a look at it in more detail. But bottom line is, do not buy bleached parchment paper. So what you can buy instead is the unbleached parchment paper, which I have this one here I bought at Whole Foods. This is the 365 brand. And I was able to find out on their website that it is an unbleached version, and they do also use only silicone in the coating. So you want to make sure about that as well. And if the company does not state it, then it may not be using silicone, but using another chemical that is not safe as well. I think it's called quinolin, and that has been proven to be unsafe for use. So again, make sure that it says silicone Silicone is made from silicon, which is a natural and inert ingredient. It's coated with that, which makes it non-stick. And as long as you're not heating it at higher than 425 degrees, it is safe to use. It's also biodegradable, so you can throw it in the compost, you can throw it in the trash, and it will degrade quickly and easily in the environment. So parchment paper is safe, guys. It's something that you can definitely use. If you are using a non-stick and you're going to be using that for a little bit longer until you are able to get a stainless steel pan, then go ahead and put the parchment paper on top, because that can at least protect your food a little bit from any leaching that might occur from the non-stick. But that is just a temporary solution, and you really want to move away from non-stick as soon as you can. This brand I think is fantastic. I've used it a couple times. It's really great. I have also heard that there is another brand that is called If You Care. I have not tried that, but I'll put a link in it down below. They've got a great website and a lot of good information about their paper products and their parchment paper in particular. So that's what you need to know about parchment paper. And this is my favorite cookie sheet that I recommend to keep your family healthy and safe. And I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below and make sure you go ahead and click the little bell so that you will get notified for all future episodes, because we love having you here. I love you in this community. And if you have anything to share about baking, about parchment paper, your favorite tools, your favorite brands, or any other questions that you have, please leave a message down in the comment section, and we all appreciate anything that you have to share. All right, folks, thank you so much for stopping by, for checking in. I love seeing you all here, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you so much, and I wish you very, very good health. Take care, everyone.